thought to myself as 2025 was wrapping up, maybe my ugly failures are actually the most valuable thing I own. Because if I could be a role model, I can at least be a very detailed cautionary tale of a Filipino freelancer. 10 years. 3,652 days of staring at the computer. Enough Photoshop files to crash an NASA server. And more client meetings than any sane human should be required to endure. My origin story wasn't a radioactive spider bite. It was my father. He designed billboards along EDSA, the Mount Olympus Philippine traffic. I watched him manipulate vectors like a master artist. I didn't know it back then, but I was being initiated into the cult of design. My school years are a chaotic exercise in saying yes. I briefly flirted with the idea of taking up nursing, mainly because of the idea of a crisp white uniforms. But thank God my father staged an intervention. I am approaching the 11-year mark in freelancing. Thinking of it, I never went into corporate. But if my career was a trilogy, the critics would absolutely pen the first 2 installments.
Let me introduce you to my discovery phase, aka my early 20s. A cocktail of insecurity and questionable choices. I was like a child in a professional world, churning out 500 peso logos, roughly the price of a venti caramel macchiato and a pastry. I was just happy people called me a pro.
Then came my late 20s. The fake it till you make it, but it was a disaster phase. I was terrified that if I set boundaries, my clients would vanish. I thought I couldn't afford to say no. I was juggling 5 clients, managed them with the precision of a toddler, and spiraled. Spoilers, I lost them all. Losing projects was fine, but losing my reputation, that's another story. This was the turning point of my career, because in this industry, your name is everything. I'm turning 35 anytime this year. They say that in the 3rd installment, this is where usually the protagonist finally gets it right. I'm not claiming I've reached my full potential yet, but if I had to title it, I'll call this era the era of intent. It's not just about peace of mind, it's about learning from all the mistakes of the past, not repeating them, and putting these lessons into action. It's not even about my output anymore, but mainly it's about the value that I bring to the table and how I can make a small difference. And this is why I'm opening the book of Samuel, hoping you might learn from my mistakes so you can propel yourself forward.
Every verse is a lesson learned the hard way, and it all starts with chapter 1, verse 1. I'm so excited to journey with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you next video. Bye!